Hello, everybody. Everybody out there listening. Everybody, like all 6 of you. What? This is Codec Call, ZTargeting's weekly gaming podcast where we talk about games and stuff, mainly just games. Yeah, we are trying to have a little bit of a celebration this week. We are now on the Google Play Store. I have subscribed to us. Luke, have you? Wait, Luke, you have an iPhone.
I have an iPhone, so I'm subscribed on the podcast app on your iPhone, which you can also find us at.
Shush. We gotta have a transition.
Follow at ZTargeting 2016.
Subscribe to us?
Yes, of course, dude.
Okay, so we got 2 subscribers on Google Play, both of us. All right, so you know what? Let's just jump right into it. My name is Dakota. I am joined today by Luke and Buck. And because you guys liked it so well last time, you guys still have nothing interesting to say.
Nope.
So the topic right now is a little subject matter we like to call "What You Drinking," where we discuss the beers and stuff that we are drinking this week, or in some cases, non-beers that we are drinking, as you will soon find out. So, Luke, what are you drinking?
Well, I'm getting in the Christmas spirit a little bit, enjoying a Boulevard Nutcracker Ale. They call it the Winter Warmer Ale. It's good so far. A little heavier than your typical ale. It's nice in that warm, fuzzy holiday spirit.
How's the label?
Adequate label. Nothing crazy. Not bad, though.
Adequate. Just adequate. Okay. All right, Buck, where are you? What are you drinking?
I have a vanilla Coke from Coca-Cola Company.
Any alcohol on that?
If you wanna, your imagination is,
That's
maybe.
good enough. You're just gonna play drunk. I get it.
No, he's just professional, man.
Context,
Whatever. How's the label on that?
It's pretty good. I mean, their marketing team has been around for a while, doing pretty good, I think. So it's pretty cool. Got some swirls on there. Pretty good looking can here. Pretty good looking can.
Only one of the most iconic images in human history.
Right.
That's true. So everybody at home should be able to imagine that label in their head, and you guys can form your own opinion on it.
Yeah, hopefully. Dakota, what about you?
I am drinking, sadly, it's not as interesting as I normally get, like not by our sponsor, Left Hand Brewing, but this time it's by Blue Moon, not a sponsor. And but I got a sample pack. Shut up. I saw that face. I
mess with Blue Moon. They're good.
I got a sample pack for Thanksgiving, and I'm now trying to just get rid of it for our podcast. And one of the samples that they gave you is cinnamon horchata ale.
Oh,
and
I saw that.
Is that good?
I saw that in the store. How is it? I was curious.
It's. Hold on. Let me drink it.
Take a swig of it. Looked fresh.
It's all right. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but I mean, I'm willing to drink it. That's what I'm saying. I can taste cinnamon. I'm not Mexican in any way, shape, or form, so I don't know what horchata is.
Is that okay?
I'm just
anyway.
saying. So I don't know what the horchata in cinnamon horchata is. I know how to say horchata, but that's about it. Unless I'm saying it wrong, and I just think I'm saying it right. Anyways, though, let me talk about the label for a second. The label is. It's all right. That's about it.
That's
so, let's go on to our next segment, which we call What You Playing, where we talk about what you've been playing. So, Luke, what have you been playing?
Well, I kind of want to volunteer to go last because I have a lot to say about the certain final fantastical game I've been playing. I don't know how much you guys want to talk about your stuff.
Well, that sounds fantastic, so we'll let Buck go next.
What I've been playing lately, more League, new season starting, so got to get that grind going again. But actually, I've been finding myself playing the new Hearthstone cards a lot. The way they play is they got crazy new mechanics where you have a card in your hand, and if you play it, it'll give those cards that are still in your hand buffs like +1, +1, +2, +1. So when you play them later, it's like this: you putting these buffs in a bank. You play these huge cards that they could be these weakling cards early on, and you end up just playing these massive cards for no cost. And there's a lot of cool golem play. So that's been taking up a lot of my time lately. It's pretty fun.
I need to get into Hearthstone more because whenever it first came to iPhone, because I think it just started on iPad, or it wasn't on phones, and then it came to iPhone. I got it then, and I was like, oh shit, this is really cool. But then I got to the point, I was like, I need to buy more cards, and I wasn't wanting to pay more money. But I respect the game. It's very cool that they did like a card video game so well.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get it, let me know, man. That game, those new cards are pretty awesome, man. It's pretty out of the box thinking for it. So,
well, I've been playing Watch Dogs. Watch_dogs. I apologize. That was a huge mess up. Holy crap! But I've been playing Watch_dogs. It's I've been getting a little bit more interested in it. I played it today and accidentally shot somebody, so I had to restart because I'm trying not to shoot anybody. And the problem was that it was just my anger that shot him, so I gotta get that under control. Whoops. But it's been fun. I don't really have much to say about it other than it's Watch_dogs. You know what you're getting. I'm having a lot more fun with this one than I did the first one, though. A lot better.
Lately on Twitter, what I've been seeing is, as people are getting farther into it and they unlock like all your gear and whatever you can do and whatnot, like they're loving this game. Like a lot of people are flipping out. And
well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's probably my so far game of the year game. It's not bad at all, but once again. Well, we can say that for next episode because it's Game of the Year episode. Well, whatever. You know what? Luke, I heard you had a fantastic weekend with some fantasy aspects of things, living in your fantasy world. So why don't you tell me about your final week? Oh, wait, no, never mind.
It's not my final week with it. I'm very close to the end. I'm very close to the end, but I got to grind. Because I rushed through some stuff and I got to grind really hard to beat some of these badass monsters. But I've been playing a shitload of Final Fantasy 15. Now this game is huge. The fact that we finally have it is huge. Announced 10 years ago in May 2006, as Final Fantasy Versus 13. Had a tumultuous development, constantly getting pushed back. Like, oh, we'll see it next year. Oh, you'll see it next year. Blah, blah, blah. Finally gets re-revealed as Final Fantasy 15 for PS4 and Xbox One. And even at that point, I was still pretty cautious because Final Fantasy 13 really kind of pissed off most of the community. And I was like, can Square, can they bring it back, or is it just going to be another retread in these bad ideas? So the one thing that turned it around for me going into the game was episode Dusky. So we finally got to check out gameplay of this, and whenever they announced it, I was like, I have to get this. I have to see, what is this game? Is it real? And surprisingly enough, I really enjoyed episode Dusky, and I didn't just get the game it came with just to get the demo. I did want to get Final Fantasy Type 0 because before that was a Japanese exclusive, so it's cool they brought that to America. But Dusky, it was Final Fantasy, but it felt like it was modern. It felt like they actually brought it to the modern age. The world felt huge, and the monsters, like the boss of the demo, just felt huge, massive. It was incredible. But it left me cautious for a couple of reasons. The frame rate was really bad. It ran pretty poorly. So I was like, if we get this 70-hour game or whatever that just runs like shit, I'm not going to want to – it's going to piss me off. And the other thing was the combat in the game is really unique. because you just hold down an attack button, and your character like does a combo. So when I played the demo, it was very. It felt like you're just holding down the attack button, and that's all you had to do to win. And I was afraid the combo would be like extremely boring because you're not doing much. Now, as it turns out, those fears were actually not. They actually lived up to those things. But from that demo,
so the attacking is not bad.
I'll get into that. It's hard to explain, but going from the demo to the release, that got me very, very nervous because not only did they do Dusk Sky, but then they updated the demo. Then they did 2 more demos, and I was like, this game's been in the works for 10 years. Put out 1 demo. You don't need 3 demos. Finish the game. And they did like a ton of these like podcasts or like presentation panels about the game. I'm like, stop telling people about all these random things in the game. Make the game. And they said like it was in 2015. I forget exactly when, but they're like, oh, it's about 55% done. We might have airships. We don't know. It's like you don't know like what you're going to be doing. This game still sounds like it's years out. So I was surprised when it actually even came out this year. But despite all these fears and all this worry, I'm like, this game is going to be shit. I'm having a blast. I'm loving it. I don't think everybody's going to love it. It's been divisive in reviews and stuff, but I think one thing that helps is, I've been a fan of JRPGs for so long that I'm able to look past certain things, and I kind of, just accept that as reality. And if you do want to check it out, I definitely recommend watching the anime and the movie beforehand to help understand the story. The anime I actually enjoyed. The movie was not very good, but it's like necessary information to know in the game story, which is it's weird. But the game itself is a whole lot of fun. It's just a big open world. You're adventuring with your bros, camping, hunting monsters, exploring these awesome dungeons, fighting these huge monsters. It's great. It runs well, and the combat is like I said, you just hold down an attack button, but now in the full game, you have a ton of different weapons, tons of different strategies and options. And there's like a system where you have to analyze your enemy's weaknesses, see what weapons they're weak to or strong against, or things like that. So you got to switch up your strategy depending on who you're fighting. It's really deep. It's really enjoyable. And it's actually like one of the main reasons I keep playing it is just to keep fighting these stronger and stronger monsters, keep leveling up and going about that route, because the story itself is actually my biggest gripe against it. It's told pretty poorly because you have to watch the movie to understand like this big event that happens in the game. The main story beats are told by like newspapers you find lying around that you can totally miss and skip, like the conversations when you're driving around in the car, things like that. Like these huge events in the world, like you don't even see. It's very strange, and the actual story is just. They've been showing trailers, and we've been showing these characters in this world for 10 years, and there's like these big pieces that seem to be missing, or they got thrown out, or whatever. So a lot's definitely changed over 10 years. So the actual plot and the way it's told is kind of poor, but the characters are very good because the concept of the game is you're basically on a road trip with these 3 guys that they work for the kingdom and guard the prince or whatever, but there's your friends. So those 4 characters are really, really cool, and you get to know them over the game and just have these interactions with them, which they perform very well, good lines, stuff like that. So that helps out on the story aspect. But I don't know, there's problems with it. It's definitely flawed, but if you're into these kind of games,
but you like it a lot.
Yeah, if you can get into it, it's all I've been playing. It's amazing. It's like all I've been doing. So I personally, I love it.
All right, so now that that's done, take a breather, and then I saw on your Twitter that you got The Last Guardian. So
yeah, so
you're just not gonna talk about that?
Well, I just got it today because today's the day it released in North America when we're recording this. So I've only had a minimal amount of time with it. All I'm going to say is it's crazy that these 2 games that have been in development for a decade are out within a week of each other. Like it's been a good week.
I think they planned that.
Maybe. So I'm hoping by next week I'll have a lot more to say about that, but I'm digging it so far.
Yeah,
I'm only a couple hours in.
Yeah, IGN gave it a 7, but they said that they said it was really good. I don't know if you looked at it, but they said that there's a lot of technical problems with it.
Which the thing is, if you enjoyed Eco or Shadow of the Colossus, I knew that's what's going to happen. That's the way both of those games were before. They controlled kind of jankily, didn't run very well. Which I guess I shouldn't talk about games running well, because it's like this game I expected it to. Final Fantasy, oh no, what if it doesn't run well? But it's the same issues that we fought in the other games. But me personally, I feel like I can look past that to the heart of it, to what the game's meant to be about. The interaction between the boy and Trico.
I mean, I'm definitely going to get it, but I'm pulling. I know that they'll update it and stuff.
I hope so.
So I'm going to wait until that happens. So I'll probably get it for Christmas, is what I'm saying.
Apparently, it runs a little bit better on the Pro.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, but it's still not worth me getting a Pro, even though I highly considered it for a little bit. A little bit.
If I have $400 lying around, I might grab one.
Just laying around.
Yeah.
if you clean under your couch one day and find $400, you may go and buy one.
Yeah.
But the last thing that I want to talk about with you is, how are you liking Pokemon, or have you not been playing it? Only because I'm on the verge of buying it, so I'm curious of your opinion, and I feel like our listeners may also be curious. By our listeners, I mean me.
Actually, after we recorded the last episode, right after that was when Final Fantasy came out, and that's all I've been playing since it came out.
You're not.
So no more impressions of Pokemon. I still really like it. I don't think that's going to change, because at the core of the game, they've streamlined a lot of things. They've just updated Pokemon and smoothed some things out. That's just easier to play, easier to enjoy. Bringing it more to the modern age. So I want to get back to that and get through that as well.
Well, that's good. All right, let's move on to the next subject. Luke.
Yeah, so it's been a big week this past 7 days with the Game Awards and PlayStation Experience. So all kinds of stuff happening in the gaming world. I figured we don't really need to regurgitate the winners of everything at the Game Awards. You can look that up, and most everything is what people expected to win. No huge surprises. But there were some pretty cool trailers and presentations and things like that that we also got shown. First up, they actually played it before the award show in the pre-show. They had a new trailer for The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and then they played it a little bit during the show.
Yeah, the first thing was the trailer, which explains a little bit of the story, not much. They kind of just hint on some things, but honestly, nothing's very solid, so it's almost not even worth talking about the first portion of it. But then the second portion was the gameplay, which was very interesting. They were what were they going to find? They were finding ruins. They were looking for a temple with ruins and stuff. And it was about one of the random NPCs in the game. I don't know if it was a random NPC or not, but an NPC in the game, gave them a puzzle or what's the word? Riddle. That's what it is. Gave them a riddle, and they had to solve it. Yeah, because they were the snake's head points in the direction and stuff like that. Yeah. And then they found a rock sculpture that looked like a snake's head, and they went in the same direction that was pointing. Which honestly, as a gameplay mechanic, is pretty awesome. I don't know how much of that was scripted. I'm almost positive it was all scripted, but you know what? If you're just walking through the woods and you see this rock snakehead formation, and you're just like, hey, that's pointing in a direction, let me follow it. And you would just randomly then approach this temple ruin thing. That would be pretty awesome. But once again, I don't know how much of it is scripted. And then they actually fought enemies. Once again, I don't know how much of it was scripted, but if it was did you see where they were fighting like the main guy, and they knocked out all the other ones using this like spirit bomb sort of thing?
Yeah.
And then
that's how bombs are going to look in the game, they said.
Right.
Spirit bombs, huh?
Yeah. And but he kept trying to like roll it to the guy, and then all of them would run into it except for the main one. The main one like learned how they were playing and was too smart to run straight into that. So he avoided it the whole time, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we've seen that in other games and stuff like that, but in a Zelda game, we've not seen it like that. So I don't know. It looked pretty awesome. And then, of course, they were like, oh, well, a big portion of the game, an important part of the game is up this ruin staircase, and we're just not going to go up there just because we're not going to show you it's up there. I was like, you guys are dicks, but whatever. But my point is that it was interesting. I
thought the trailer was really good. I mean, the trailer didn't show much, but it was a nice little glimpse into the world. You think that girl is Zelda?
I think so. That's what I would assume.
Interested to see.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I watched it live, and that was the last time. So
a couple times.
I was more interested in the gameplay.
Which I thought
that was me.
The gameplay looked good. It was kind of underwhelming, but I mean, it looked fine. But I'm just glad the message they seem to be portraying is that they want to bring back like that mystery, like that unknown factor of like the first game, like that spirit of the first game, which I'm all down for.
That's what that was the feeling that I was getting too. So,
yeah. So at the end of the Game Awards, their big thing to cap off the show was the first like long showing of Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay, which I was really hoping they'd announce a release date because it's supposed to come out in the spring and it's December now, but they did not. So I don't know if it's still going to be the spring or whatever, but
I think with Mass Effect they're going to try to pull like a Fallout thing. I bet you hear about something in like January.
Hopefully. I hope a game comes out on time. I thought it looked good.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Like I said before, Dragon Age Inquisition kind of worried me about what BioWare was going to do next. Because, I mean, I think I maybe said things on the podcast that sound like I'm shitting on BioWare. Like, I've been a huge fan of their games. KOTOR, Jade Empire. I actually haven't put too much time into Mass Effect, but I like the first Dragon Age a lot. And Inquisition was a letdown for me. I mean, it's still, solid, adequate, but it wasn't a big next-gen RPG like I thought it would be. And seeing a little bit of Mass Effect, it didn't indicate to me that it would be going in that direction. So that's promising. I'm hoping that they live up to that potential. So I think it looks pretty good. But we'll see.
I mean, I'm just glad that they showed gameplay for once.
Yeah,
because like everybody was so interested in this game and stuff, and they never showed gameplay. I mean, same like I don't know. It kind of annoyed me the way everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is going to be the greatest game ever!" Blah 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 blah. But if they're not showing gameplay, they don't have much faith. So they finally showed gameplay. It actually looked really good. I'm interested in it. We'll see what happens.
I'm actually interested in the story because it's like you have to find a new home for humanity and stuff. And actually, the trailer they put out on N7 Day, I went back and watched that because we mentioned it, but I didn't watch it when we talked about it. I thought like that really got me drawn into the story. I was like, oh shit, what's going to happen? Which I mean, it's kind of base level, it's not anything in depth, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll see.
So, Buck, do you have any thoughts on anything from the Game Awards before me and Dakota go into full fanboy mode?
full fanboy mode.
Wait, I wasn't gonna go.
On our next topic.
I wasn't gonna go full fanboy yet. I was actually gonna talk about some of the winners. Believe it or not.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Wait. Did we skip over the? I don't know if that's what you all were about the fanboy about. The guesstimation that came through, was that coming sometime?
No, that's the next subject.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Yeah.
We're on the Game Awards right now. But
now we're on the game. All right, dude. Let's go to it.
Okay. Anyways, so Game of the Year. I want to go through some of like the big ones winners. Game of the Year was Overwatch. Bugman was pretty happy with that. Best Game Direction, which I feel like was really the same thing as Game of the Year. It just more leaned towards the studio rather than the game. So that was also Overwatch. Which whatever.
Whatever.
I mean, well, tell me that they're not basically the same award. You can't argue that.
It isn't. It isn't the same award.
They basically are.
They like the direction they took it.
Okay. Anyways, though,
it's different.
It's not. So best narrative was Uncharted. I don't feel like that was rightfully deserved, but whatever.
It was either that or Firewatch. Both of those were amazing narratives.
I actually was gonna put Inside as that.
Wait, have you played Inside?
Very little of it, but I know. I've watched I've watched more than what I've played, and I know that the narrative is amazing, and that game is a heavy hitter.
Did you watch to the ending of it?
No, because I don't want to see the ending of it.
But yeah, Inside is...
Anyways, though...
We'll talk about that more later.
Maybe, if we actually play it. So, best art direction...
It's going to be in my Game of the Year discussion.
Okay, best art direction is Inside. Best music is Doom. And apparently they're thinking about touring...
Dude, that'd be crazy if they... Oh, okay, so did you watch the performance of the Doom music?
Yeah, and it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. That guy
terrible.
was so into it. I was loving it. He was
God,
so hyped up. I would love to see that guy tour.
He crossed the stage like 6 times.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, stay in one spot, dude. I understand, like, getting into it, but, like, he was getting into it for just basically... Well, a video game award ceremony, like I could understand if it was like the Grammys, but that's
the thing. That's what's so endearing about that is like I guess that guy was like the musical lead on the game or game designer or something who worked on the game.
I thought he was like the music director or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But you could tell like he was just itching to go hardcore and like you could tell like he wanted to be in a metal band in high school or something. Or like, you know, he was in a garage band and played like local shows. He's like, I want to be a fucking metalhead star.
The very best?
Yeah.
Like no one ever was?
The best metalhead in the best metal band. And then he worked on video games and he has to be professional and stuff. And now he's letting out that hardcore side, which I thought was awesome to see.
Wasn't he wearing a button-up t-shirt too?
Yeah, I think so. He's dressed pretty nicely.
Okay. All right. So best performance, which is very controversial on this podcast, is Nolan North. Should not have won that, but whatever. It's just like best supporting actor whenever Heath Ledger won it. The reason why he won it was because he died. It wasn't because Heath Ledger should have won
best actor in that year.
It wasn't best actor. It was supporting actor.
He was the best.
Both.
That's neither here.
I agree. I agree that he should have, but the reason why he actually won it is because he was dead, not because he actually did a really good job.
What if he would died? He could have won it. He acted well enough that he deserved to win an award. So I think he
to the point.
It was for both.
Nolan
reasons.
North only got this. Nolan North only got this because this was the last Uncharted. Okay, Cissy Jones should have won it. Next.
Okay, real quick, I got a couple words. I do agree that he did most likely get it because it was the final Nathan Drake performance. It was a very good performance. In my opinion, I think Troy Baker as his brother in the game, actually, that was my favorite, and Cissy Jones from Firewatch is a very close second. But the thing is, this year has been a very good year for video game voice acting performance. I think Uncharted and Firewatch have been two exemplary examples of this, of pushing acting in games forward and making it a more mainstream form of entertainment. So shout out to both of them. They're both awesome.
Mm-hmm. So best independent game is Inside.
Should have been The Witness, but both very good.
Best mobile, Pokemon Go. Best VR, Res Infinite.
Shout
you
out
don't
to
care
Res.
about... Oh,
Well,
wait.
wow.
Which one were you saying? Who cares?
I don't care about
Pokemon
mobile
Go?
games, and shout out to Res.
Oh. Yeah, but... I have actually...
taking over, dude.
I have a slight issue with that. Because I don't think that mobile games... Because it's best mobile / handheld.
Oh,
mobile
shit. I
games...
do
Yes.
care about handheld
So you
games. I love
basically-
handheld games.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think that they should be linked together, though.
No, totally
And
different.
they are. And so, yeah. Because, like, Pokemon Go beat Firewatch.
Nope.
Fire Emblem
Nope,
Fates,
no way.
Monster Hunter, Clash Royale, and Severed.
But of course it did. It started a movement, dude.
I mean, yes, it should have won Best Mobile. It should not
Right.
have won Best Handheld. Handheld, like, encompasses something
It's still
completely different.
The Pokemon Go wave's too big for it to not win.
I agree. I'm just saying that I feel like whenever you talk about a handheld game, you're talking about a game that you want depth, substance, character a lot. Mobile, you want to just waste time. You're bored and you want to waste time.
See, but this is how like the Game Awards, like these are our personal winners, but they're representing the majority of gamers, you know.
You're right. Anyways, though, so best VR, Res Infinite, once again. Best action game, Doom. I know I said I was just going to talk about the heavy hitters, but there's really not that many more, so screw it. We're just going.
Okay.
Best action / adventure game, Dishonored 2.
Surprising win. Pretty recent.
You thought? I actually thought
Just
that
because
Hitman-
it just came out.
Yeah, I agree. I
That's
thought
because
Hitman,
it's the best.
Uncharted was in there too.
And
Best RPG, which is the one that is causing huge issues, is The Witcher.
Ugh, don't even say it out loud. Ugh, no.
What?
Just because it's an expansion. I don't think an expansion should have won this
That's
over
such
full
bull,
games.
man. That's cheating, dude.
It should be, but
I mean, was
Unless it's
the
World of Warcraft. Then
was
it's
The
okay.
Witcher 3 the best RPG of last year? Probably, most likely. Was it Game of the Year? It won Game of the Year and shit, but it's
Yeah, it was
expansion.
Game of the Year.
It's expansion. I mean, let another game have its shine in 2016, in my opinion. But
Right,
anyway,
because then you're just looking at the expansion on top of the Game of the Year. So
All
it's
right, so-
nowhere near fair.
so Luke, you would have picked Dark Souls 3 out of this.
yep.
You already said that. Buck, do you have a preference or do you not really care?
World of Warcraft. No, I don't. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Because if we're putting out World of Warcraft for the same reason that we're putting
But that's
Witcher
different.
3,
An MMO expansion is different, just because that changes. The
I
entire
agree with
game,
you, but
you know?
it's still an expansion.
Okay, then we just need to throw out that whole argument.
Okay, so then
Nobody
that
should have
leaves
won.
Deus Souls, Deus Ex, and Xenoblade. Now I'm giving it to Xenoblade because I love Xenoblade. But
I need to play more
I know,
of it. That's the problem. Is
I realize that. Yeah, I realize that a lot of people didn't play Xenoblade. A lot of people.
Yeah, because it's Wii U.
So, I mean, whatever. It's still one of my favorite games on the Wii U. So back to the point. Best strategy game, Civ 6. Obviously, I feel like that was really gonna happen. What?
I personally thought XCOM was going to win just because Civ also just came out, and XCOM has had more time to marinate on people. Both very solid games, so can't go wrong either way.
But Civ is huge.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyways,
Both
best
amazing.
family game. Pokemon Go. How does Pokemon Go win a family game?
It is a family game.
People outside walking around with their whole family. Hello.
Okay. Well, I guess I did that the wrong way.
Alone
Next.
in my dungeon, dude.
Yeah, I just walked around by myself. Best sports / racing game, which is kind of cool that they put them together. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but it's kind of cool that they put them together. FIFA 17.
Oh, who called that? Wow.
I mean, no, it was you.
It was
no,
Forza,
you-
wasn't it?
You didn't call it. Yeah, Forza won. I was actually going through the categories, but I got rudely interrupted, so fuck it.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that winner, dude.
Forza.
Yeah.
very-
Wow, I'm glad Forza won, though. I'm surprised it did, but good for that, dude.
Best multiplayer, Overwatch. Most anticipated game. Interesting enough. Do you guys know who won that?
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, but I'm slightly against. See, this is why I was having an issue, because you guys said Red Dead, and after thinking about it, how can you put a 2-minute trailer as most anticipated? There's zero gameplay in that.
Because you don't have to have gameplay to anticipate something. People are anticipating the next Call of Duty right now, dude.
And Half-Life 3. And that game's never going to come out.
Yes, exactly. Tell me that's not the most anticipated game ever, dude.
I mean, once it's announced, it will be. But Trending Gamer, Nobody Cares, Best Fan Creation, Project A2.
Okay, now we're...
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm just... yeah, nobody cares about esports, really. Actually, esports, Cloud9 won. Best esports game, Overwatch. So that's about it, really.
People care about esports.
A lot of people
I'm not saying they don't. I don't know who any of them are. So
I just saw a thing today that was it the League World Championship or something in League had 43 million viewers or something like that.
Yeah, it's a shit ton, dude. Shit ton.
Where the hell are
anyways,
people?
Yeah, I know. Where the fuck are all these? Wait, what did you say? 43 million?
Yeah.
And they're fucking dungeons watching League of Legends, dude. I was one of them.
They need to check out the graphics outside. They're a lot better.
God bless you.
Anyway, so all right, so Luke, you want to bring up the next subject?
Yep. So right after the Game Awards, into this all-star weekend of gaming, we hop right into PSX, the PlayStation Experience.
You suck. How did you miss it?
What?
All right, so the next subject really is Death Stranding.
Oh shit! We've been talking about this bullshit for so long. I thought we were done with it. We need to hurry up. Okay, no. So to start off the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley gave a heartfelt speech about Hideo Kojima. They're known bros, as you can see on Twitter and everything.
I nearly teared up there.
Dude, whenever people were chanting Kojima, it choked me up for a second. I was like, oh my god,
shit! How'd that man hold it back?
He was tearing.
Seriously.
But man, you could tell Jeff when he was talking about how Konami forced Kojima to spend 6 months locked up away from his team and stuff like that, and wouldn't let him accept these awards in the States, and they kept him in Japan. I don't know, how can they do that? They're not the government, they're not the police. How can they do that? But anyway. His speech was so full of conviction, and I thought he was gonna punch somebody, man. He was feeling it. So a very good moment for Kojima, well deserved. And he came up on stage and showed a new trailer for Death Stranding. Very interesting trailer, had a lot of discussion, a lot of hidden secrets and ruses hidden in the depths of it. Good trailer though.
It was a very good trailer.
Yeah.
I've watched it probably more than 20 times already.
God, dude.
Yeah, I know. But that's because we gotta
figure out what the hell this game is.
I know, because this jackass, right, he comes up on stage, he accepts this fucking award. I'm sorry, this one's going to be very explicit. But anyways, he accepts this award, right? And then they showed dude, this has something to do with Dark Souls. I'm sure of it. Wild video game.
Live fact checking. Brought to you by Codec.
Wild is a Neolithic period. Who did you say? Oh,
Michelle
damn it. Yeah, you're right. Fuck.
Okay, nothing to do with
Dark Souls.
What?
No, hold on. This has something to do with Dark Souls. Right there, it says he is an avid player of Dark Souls. Bam.
There you go. All right.
Fact checked. Actually, It doesn't say that at all.
Oh my god! Now you ruined the integrity of the fact check.
Oh, dude!
You're like fucking Donald Trump tweeting
By the way,
here.
that was part of my intro. Is hello and welcome to Codec Call, the only show that fact checks everything after it's been said.
Well, anyway, one more game I did want to talk about that's coming out soon. RE7, Resident Evil 7. Again, not a whole lot shown, so people were like, is this going to get delayed? They reaffirmed the January release date. And actually, my hype is starting to build up for this game. It just seems like they're doing a lot of the right things. It's switching it up into more modern survival horror gameplay. first person, going to be way more spooky, kind of leaving behind the action that was introduced in RE4 and did extremely well. But then by the time RE6 came around, it was kind of, they weren't doing so hot with it. So rebooting it, they updated the demo. And the demo it's like, there's all kinds of like hidden mysteries and stuff, which I think they're drawing from they're drawing from like PT, I think. Just like
they're doing an amazing job. They're doing an amazing job with the demos. Like, that's the way a demo should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Nowadays, where you are updating it, you're putting a little bit. Because I remember there was wasn't there an entire Reddit, like subreddit, on just the finger because nobody could figure out where it goes to.
And there's like ghost sightings, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and that's the perfect way. Which, once again, like PT was really the first one of the first ones that I can think of, at least, that did that. Where they didn't have a chance to update PT, but they put a whole bunch of just random things. Where if you found it, you like, oh, what does this mean? And like stuff.
The community had to come together to solve it, you know?
Right, and that's so awesome. Yeah. Have you played the demo?
I downloaded it after seeing all this new stuff, so I need to check that out here soon.
Yeah.
But
I made my wife play through it. I sat there and watched. Yeah. It was pretty funny.
But yeah, since we aren't going to get to experience the final PT Silent Hills, since that got canceled by fucking Konami, this is going to be our next best thing. So
Hashtag fuck Konami.
Yeah, direct quote from Guillermo del Toro on Twitter: "Fuck Konami."
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. So hopefully this lives up to the potential. I think we're looking at a very good game coming out here in January. The next thing I want to talk about was PSX is Sony's event for the fans, and Sony does a lot of things for the fans. I do appreciate that about them. So they did announce like a bunch of classic PlayStation games that are getting like remastered and updated for the PS4, you know, in 1080p or 4K in some cases. Started off showing the Crash re-releases, Crash Bandicoot. That looked really good. Like they call it 4K, I think, instead of 4K for his furnace stuff. But the games look really good. I haven't really played much Crash, but it's cool they're doing that.
That was such a big part of my childhood, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played a
Crash,
lot at a friend's house all the time.
Mm.
My favorite part was the mask, like the sound that I made.
Sorry,
Luke. Yeah, dude. Oh, I was just about ready to make it too. I can't actually like make the sound though. But yeah, that shit always cracked me up.
Yeah. It's like the quintessential, you know, like 90s character platformer in 3D at least.
Yeah.
And we got the Wipeout collection coming to PS4, which we're not going to get F-Zero from Nintendo anytime soon, probably anymore ever. So next best thing there, unfortunately. But it's good they're bringing that back. Parappa the Rappa 1 coming back again in 4K. It's going to look amazing cartoon rapping. And with that, they also announced Loco Roco and Patapon coming back, which those are quirky little PSP games that I'm really glad that they're acknowledging and bringing back, because those were really cool little ideas that they did back in the day.
I'm glad that they're like in a roundabout way supporting the PSP still. Like, you know, they're saying this was a really important piece to the PSP.
Yeah.
We're gonna release it now for these reboots, if you will. Anyways,
Yep.
Are you going to talk about Windjammers? Because that's the next one.
You can talk about Windjammers.
Because that's what Dude, Windjammers!
I never heard of this game until the conference.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Do you remember Paco's?
Yeah. They had it?
Paco's had a Windjammer machine, dude.
No, holy shit. Because I remember playing like Galaga vs. Pac-Man.
Yes.
Holy shit. I didn't realize they had Windjammers, though.
They had one with like a whole bunch of games in it, and one of them was Windjammers. That's where I played it.
Oh yeah,
dude. I can't wait for that. I'm so excited. They talked about Windjammers on And so this is a quick little history. They talked about Windjammers on Giant Bomb, and I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Honestly, I thought it was like pilots, like one of the air pilots or whatever the hell those games are. I thought that's what they were talking about. And then I went back and looked this game up, and I was like, "Dude, I played this game all the time." You know how like you play games whenever you're a child, but you have no idea what the hell they're called.
Yeah,
that was one of them. I didn't realize that it was called Windjammers, and then I was just. Whenever I finally saw like gameplay of it, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's like that volleyball / frisbee game," and that's dude, Windjammers coming. It's coming.
I'll have to check it out. Shit,
dude. Next.
Okay, and then the big hitters from PSX, which last year there were no big hitters really, so I'm glad that they had some big
things. This year we got Windjammers as a big hitter.
So they start off the show with Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which I think is like a kind of a standalone DLC for Uncharted 4, or new side of the story. Loved Uncharted 4. Loved the Uncharted series, so this looks very good.
So what is sorry, I don't play Uncharted very much, so I just have a question. The survival mode, is that a free update?
Yeah,
like they're adding that portion on. Okay, so and then this new part that they just announced, that is like a standalone.
Yeah, it'll probably be like a $20 or $30 thing that you can buy.
Expansion.
Yeah.
DLC or something.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted clarification. That's all. Next.
Yeah, so that'll probably be pretty good. And then they announced Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity. Rumors going into the show, it was heavily hinted at a new Marvel vs. Capcom. A lot of people, I didn't think it was going to happen just due to licensing, which a lot of people were saying, because they took down Marvel vs. Capcom 3 from like the Xbox Live or PlayStation Store and stuff like that because of licensing that expired or whatever. But the Year of Dreams continues, and they are bringing back Marvel vs. Capcom.
The Year of Dreams.
Yeah. Which, I'm not big into fighting games these days, but
I'm not big into what you called this year.
Okay. Sidetrack. Year of Dreams. We had freaking, God of War, Days Gone, all this crazy stuff in the the PlayStation E3 conference. Last Guardian, Final Fantasy actually coming out. The Year of Dreams. Dude.
I know. No Man's Sky. What a dream.
No, not that. Okay. Disregard that. I remember dumping quarter after quarter into Marvel vs. Capcom 2 back in the day.
Dude, are you talking about Nick's birthday party by any chance?
Maybe. At the hotel?
It was. Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that you and I spent like all the money that our parents gave us. I think it was like you, me, and Osmar. We just put all of our money into that game, and I was like, I don't know what this game is, but it has Wolverine and Spider-Man, so I'm interested.
Yeah, that was in the golden age in my mind of fighting games, which from the early '90s to the mid '90s was like probably the biggest time for fighting games with like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter duking it out. But the late '90s, early 2000s. With Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, MVC 2, Capcom vs. SNK 2, and Street Fighter Alpha 3. Those I think those are like the 4 best of all time. Mm-hmm. Soul Calibur coming out as well. But anyway, so I got a lot of nostalgia for Marvel vs. Capcom, and I hope that this new game doesn't suck. So, yeah.
Gotta have faith.
Yeah.
Next.
All right, and then they ended the show with the nuclear bomb, the atomic detonation of what we've all been waiting for, and what here on Codec Call we were discussing last week, The Last of Us Part 2.
That we got right.
Codec Call was right. So I thought this was a long shot, but like I had mentioned, Naughty Dog has done this before, showing something that people were like, they can't be working on this already, and surprised they were. Last of Us, amazing game. Cannot wait to see what happens in this. The sequel is part 2 to the story. They did announce that you are playing as Ellie, so I'm glad that they are flip-flopping that dynamic. So I'm excited to see where they take that from a narrative aspect, playing from her eyes, and how Joel is then going to be your companion side character in the game, switching it up. They said it's going to be a lot more angry. It's going to be about hate instead of love. So I don't know what they mean by that. I'm excited to find out.
I'm just excited, dude.
Yeah.
As we discussed, I personally think that The Last of Us is one of probably an amount of games that all three of us can all agree on. Like, there's not many games that we all three agree on, but The Last of Us is one of them.
Yeah.
We can probably count on one hand how many games we actually agree are good, and The Last of Us would only be one of them. And I'm super excited about this. The only thing that's really disappointing is that, in my mind, is that I know I have to wait so long. It's like Death Stranding. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I really don't.
It's gonna be a long time.
I can't wait though.
Yeah, I know. I thought that her playing the guitar was really classy. I'm not gonna lie though. It took so long too for them to show the Firefly symbol, and I was like, I have no idea what the hell this is, because I thought that they would like have Naughty Dog announce it themselves rather than whatever the hell the guy's name is from PlayStation.
Oh, but Sean Layden's gonna come out with the big guns, man.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I know that Naughty Dog is part of Sony. Like, Sony owns a decent portion of them now.
Their second party.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, I figured, like, I think Naughty Dog has been such a powerhouse, especially in the last couple of years, that they deserve to be the ones to walk out on stage and do it themselves. And I was hoping that they would give it to them for that, but whatever.
But if Naughty Dog announced it, there would be no suspense when he did that. Because he didn't say what it was.
That's not true.
He didn't say what it was. Well, what are they going to say? Oh.
They can be, like, people can speculate that it's another Uncharted. Like, well, never mind.
Your options are limited. It's Uncharted, it's Last of Us, or something else. But Sean Layden saying that, you have no idea. Or, I mean, you had an idea, but the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Point is it looked really good. It was, I liked her playing the guitar. I thought that was her singing was a cool little touch and stuff. I thought that you may be onto something with Joel being dead, because you said that in last week's episode. You talked about Joel dying and then, like, Ellie getting revenge and shit. And I thought that you may.
Well, people have been speculating that what if he's a ghost or something, which I think would be really lame if they did that. But
if he's a ghost, I'm not playing this game.
And like it's like a Sixth Sense kind of deal, and then she realized that would be lame.
Oh man, now that's a horror, dude. Now I'm terrified. Please no.
The only way that could be awesome is if the entire, like, she doesn't realize it till the very end that he actually is dead.
That would be cool.
So then the entire time you're playing the game and you're thinking, oh yeah, he's right there. And then they're like, well, did you not realize that nobody else saw him and you're the only person that can talk to him and stuff like that? Like, that could be cool. But at the same time, like, if right at the beginning you just know he's a ghost, I'm gonna.
Well, I don't think they would ever do it that right away. It would be a twist at the end that
it better be
that it's like a voice. Cool. It's a voice in her head or something like that. Which
it better be a damn twist.
But the thing is, right now, people have been speculating this since the moment the game was announced, and we're not going to play it for like 3-4 years probably.
Shut up! Stop being so negative.
I'm just being realistic. And if we knew about it that entire time, that would be lame.
I don't think that you're being realistic. Because I'm willing to bet that it will take less than 3 years.
I'm saying 3 years.
I'll give it 2 months or I start rioting, dude.
Some shit's getting burnt out.
I bet that
Holiday 2019.
I was gonna say holiday 2018.
No way, dude.
Holiday 2016.
Actually, I was gonna go even earlier than that and say summer 2018.
No way, dude.
I disagree. See, I don't think it was that long from the time that they announced Uncharted 4 until it came out. They announced it last year at E3.
They announced it PSX 2014.
No, yeah, they did, didn't they?
And Last of Us came out June of 2013. So 3 years.
Man. Oh.
Okay. Listen, it's not happening. They're bigger now. They know that they can't wait that. I mean, they don't know that they can't wait that long, but
I hope they do, though, because if they rush a game, I'm so sick of places rushing games.
And
yeah,
Naughty Dog waits until everything is right because they make some of the best games on the planet. So they're going to wait until everything is right, and you'll be playing Holiday 2019, Spring 2020.
And I'll accept it, dude.
On the PlayStation 5.
I don't need them to shove out a game.
You will be playing it on the PlayStation 5.
No.
Same with Death Stranding. We're going to be playing Death Stranding on the PlayStation 5, not the 4.
You're so annoying right now.
PlayStation 5 Pro, dude.
Know it to be true.
Honestly, right now in my life, the worst possible thing that can happen to me is Death Stranding and The Last of Us. I mean, coming out at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, what if they pull Last Guardian and Final Fantasy at the same time? These two. Dude, oh shit.
We're going to be very busy. I'll tell you that.
I want to be pissed.
Take some leave for that.
But anyway,
Dude,
one thing I did want
Go ahead.
to touch on after this conference, I think Sony has done a very good job of demonstrating that they know what people are going to go crazy for. Like E3 2015 with Final Fantasy Remake and The Last Guardian coming back. And then 2016, they just went hard with all these trailers for new games. Like I said, God of War, Days Gone, etc. And then at PSX, starting and ending Uncharted, Last of Us. Like, that's pretty badass. So I think these conferences, they've done a very good job of just, people going like, holy shit, ton of awesome stuff. How long can they keep this up for? Because going into next year, I don't know. What else can they announce? What else is it going to be?
I mean, I think that you just pointed. I just thought about this as you were saying this. That we gave PlayStation we gave Sony a huge it wasn't. So we told Sony. We said about Sony with E3 and stuff like that, like how Xbox was beating them because Xbox showed games coming out soon rather than so far down the road and stuff like that. And we just talked a couple weeks ago on the podcast about how Microsoft was really, they were firing on all cylinders. They had everything going for them, all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And how Sony had a great press conference at E3. Amazing, actually, but everything was so late that you couldn't be like, you know what, it was amazing because of that. But now, after this one showing, we're like, holy crap!
I stand by those statements. Microsoft as a whole, Xbox as a whole, has more games coming out now. They're doing a better job of saying buy our console now. I'm just talking about those 3 press conferences. I'm talking like press conferences only. Because, those games are not coming out for years. But those are 3 very good press conferences in those moments.
Are they? So let's say PlayStation 5. Let's say Death Stranding. The Last of Us.
I don't actually think it's going to be on PS5. Very late PS4 life. No, but all I'm saying is like next year, E3 2017, is Sony going to have another kick-ass conference? Because are they going to announce new shit? Or are they going to show off these games that they already announced that are maybe finally going to come out?
They better show them off. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'm done trying to plan for the future because this conference proved to me that I can't. And also, the one thing that I will say that I didn't like about this is that I feel like Sony pulled so many punches from E3 in order for this show. So much so that it worries me. Like
I don't agree.
E3, you don't?
Because
How not?
E3 they had like 5 huge, big, amazing games, and at PSX they have a bunch of these small little classics that they're bringing back, and then like 2 or 3 huge games. So like it's 2 different. You know, in 2015 they had E3, which was amazing. Then they had Gamescom. Or no, they have TGS and Paris Games Week, which had some stuff, and then they had PSX, and they had like nothing else to show. This year they had E3, which had the small amount of like big games, TGS for like the Japanese stuff, and then PSX with like the stuff for the hardcore PlayStation fan, which is a lot of smaller things. So I think that's a good balance.
So, okay, well, where I was going with that before I was so rudely interrupted was that it's worrying me because everybody speculated for a long time that E3 is slowly shutting down. Where like it's just there's no need for it anymore, that's the one thing I don't want. I don't want that.
I don't want it either.
I would have rather them said, you know what? Let's not have a PSX. Let's show everything. And have everything at E3. Yeah, I would have been fine with them being like, you know what? Every single thing that we're showing right now, we're saving until next E3. I mean, it was sucked, but I don't know. You and I grew up watching E3, not having the generation that's, kids now and whatever. They will not have that same experience, and I think that that's sad. They'll grow up being like, what's E3? And that's depressing to me.
It sucks, but I think that's inevitable.
Don't say that.
Or maybe not inevitable, but like
you're killing my childhood.
But it's just like, people pay so much money for this huge thing that they can do themselves, cut out the middleman. Better, control their message. It's in the company's best interest to not do it and do their own thing, but. I don't know.
I really don't like you.
I mean, I'm just being factual. And the thing is I was worried about this E3 because so many companies were pulling out. Like EA did their own thing like the day before, and other big companies were pulling out.
EA, who cares?
Yeah, but I mean, I think this E3 was still very big, and still had a big presence. So I think on one hand, I feel like it doesn't make sense, but at the same time, this console generation, everything's outselling. At the pace of last generation, the gaming market is growing. I mean, at least I hope so. So I think, things are so big now that they can keep doing it, and it's still going to keep rocking and rolling.
Yeah. All right, Luke.
Let's go. Boy.
Yeah,
do it.
Intro. Let's go.
Give it to me, boy.
I don't know if you have one, but just do it.
If they're not much or known, then they'd be the lesser.
You're
known.
Slowly getting worse at these.
I'm running out of stuff to
was
say.
rubbing your belly.
If they ain't much known,
they must be the lesser known.
Okay, talk about some stuff and let me think about it for a second. No, let's just get going.
So
like
Windjammers
on your ceiling. Oh, what? Huh?
Oh wait, mine? Yeah, no, right. It says happy birthday. All right. So this week, Buck has got a lesser known for everybody. Let's hear it.
All right. This week's lesser known is Time Splitters 2. Super big game from my childhood. Remember playing with my buddies for countless hours. It was made by Free Radical. Guys worked on GoldenEye.
Yep.
Perfect Dark. So, I mean, the game played phenomenally. I don't know. It's just a wild game. Like, when you're playing it, these aliens are trying to mess with time, so you got to go through time picking up all this stuff. You end up in, like, Paris. You end up doing things in the Cold War, Japan, all this crazy stuff. You got to get these crystals to fix what these aliens messed up from from all different spots in time. It was all over the place. The feel of it was awesome. The multiplayer was like some of the most memorable multiplayer besides GoldenEye that I remember having as a kid. I remember running around with my buddy. You could shoot flare guns at each other, catch them on fire. They're running all over the place. All the different multiplayer game types are awesome. I remember there was one where you had like X amount of people in a game. And, you know, first place is this big, huge dude. And then if you're in last place, you're like this little mini guy running around trying to kill people. And I don't know, it was just a lot of fun. Played really well. And I'm surprised, like, when I talk to people, they've never even heard of it because it played super smooth, a lot of multiplayer, and the story was pretty good as well. So
I actually remember them announcing this game for the Xbox at E3.
Damn.
Yeah, that was so long ago. That's yeah, no. They but I remember because honestly, I had no idea what the hell it was until they were like, "Oh yeah, from the makers of GoldenEye." I was like, "What? Wait, never mind. I'm interested now." Luke?
Yeah, I played. It was either 2 or the one after that, Future Perfect, which was the last one. I run into them a few times for GameCube because I remember back in the day when I only had a GameCube. I was like, shout out to them for releasing a shooter on GameCube, which, I mean, no online, and nobody else had a GameCube really besides, you know, me and Dakota and like one other person. So still no multiplayer, but I definitely had respect for the series just because it's the guys behind GoldenEye. So I was a fan of it back then, but yeah, very, very lesser known. So good lesser known pick because I think a lot of people don't remember this. But solid shooter and some very talented people behind it that unfortunately got a little bit forgotten, a little bit lesser known.
Mm-hmm.
Not much known, but they lesser known.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I mean this in the most least offensive way. That was the worst intro you've done for the lesser known.
I need to think of stuff to say. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean, it was honestly, actually, no. This was the second worst because the first worst was whenever you said rub your belly with it.
Rubbing your belly full of dirt.
Yeah, that's probably nothing is better than that.
Dig it in your belly button.
I'm just not feeling very seductive these days, man. I'm just not feeling very, sensual. I'm just over all that.
We gotta fix that.
Oh my god. Okay.
You gotta be our intro guy. All right, so Luke, let's hear about this nutcracker or something. That's the only word I remember from your beer. That's it.
Yep, it's a Boulevard Nutcracker Winter Warmer Ale. So I believe this is their Christmas seasonal beer. Went to my local grocer and they had a whole wall of the winter beers. Fan of Boulevard, so I picked this out. Maybe be trying a few other ones here soon, but it's a good ale, good, robust, and what's the word I'm looking for? It's just robust and flavorful. The winter warmer is a very good description. It's just thick and drink it, and it just fills you with warmth. Good stuff.
That's pretty good, I guess. Buck, how's your vanilla Coke?
Well, it's like I remembered it. Never changes. Fantastic flavor. Holds pretty well over the years, It's got its spot forever in the I don't know where this is going.
Are you drinking out of a bottle or a can?
Oh, right now I got the classic can.
Gotta
Coca-Cola
go
can.
You gotta go can for soda, in my opinion.
It tastes more earthy in the can, so
I don't know what that means.
There's something about that aluminium.
Yep, that there aluminium.
Oh my god, we gotta end this before this goes south quick.
Okay, how about your horchata something rather?
Cinnamon horchata.
Yeah.
Sounds impressive.
Dude, I still don't know what a horchata is. But
I looked this up. It's a mix of herbs and spices or something. Anyway, not important.
Okay. I don't even know what that means. You know what's also a mix of herb and spices? Like chili.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
too.
So it's basically chili. Cinnamon
Alright,
chili.
So cinnamon chili ale by Blue Moon is it's actually really good. Honestly, I guess you could chalk this up as a seasonal. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a winter thing.
The horchata season, yeah.
It's a cinnamon chili ale.
No, it's several kinds of beverages made from ground